Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be successful, the secret is that there's no secret. Whatever type of success you're looking into, you're gonna have to work hard and work smarter than your competitors. And today, if I'm in the position that I am in, it's because I work harder than most of my competitors and I work smarter than them. And in this video, I'm gonna break down how I do this in 3 different steps so that hopefully you learn from it and can succeed as well. So what we're gonna look at today is how to optimize your energy levels, how to plan your day, and how to optimize over time. Let's dive in. So first and foremost, how to manage your energy levels. Because if you want to work productive and long days over 10 hours, which is very realistic, you have to be able to manage your energy levels and know how to optimize that. And while it's going to be slightly different for most people, the best formula that I've seen across myself, my team, and any successful people that I've seen is the following. First point, and this is the boring one, is you need to have good sleep. For some people, that's going to be 6 hours. For others, it's going to be 8, 9, or whatever. One gadget I recommend to buy is the Whoop, or the Oura Ring, who's gonna track your sleep, tell you how much you need and what's optimal for you. Now, the second aspect is that you have to wake up early. In the morning, your willpower and energy is at its peak, and throughout the day, it's only gonna go down. So you wanna take advantage of this early in the morning when no one is awake, there's no distractions, wake up at 6 or at 7, maybe even earlier. And from that point until lunch, you just focus on tasks that move the needle forward. Waking up early is one of the key differentiators from people that succeed and the ones that don't. Another thing that I would suggest a lot of you to do, and this is certainly something that I've been doing for the past 3 to 4 years, is I don't have breakfast. For me, eating any kind of food is gonna make me digest, and that's just draining energy out of my body that I'm not putting into the work. Generally speaking, it's also giving me foggy thoughts, and in the morning when I try to do difficult tasks, I like to have a clear mind and be energized. So my routine is super simple. I wake up at 6 or 7, I have some water, maybe coffee if I feel like it. I just move my body around to get the blood flowing, and then I'm straight into work. I don't waste any time. I don't have like a 30 task morning routine. I think that's a whole lot of BS, and it's taking again that willpower and that energy out of you that you could be putting in your business. So just cut the fluff and get straight to it. For lunch, you're gonna want to watch out for your diet also. A lot of people eat carbs, and that is a mistake because the body takes a lot more energy to digest that, which creates the afternoon slumps where you need to take a nap and you feel tired, foggy thoughts, and things of that nature. Instead, what I would recommend, and this is certainly something that I do myself, is that I only eat meals that are high protein, and that's pretty much it. So usually it's chicken with salad, steak with salad, salmon and salad, just something very simple that is easy for my body to digest, and that way I can continue to work effectively throughout the rest of the afternoon. In the afternoon and really throughout your day, I would highly recommend for you to change your work environment. Now, I know that this is not something that everybody has at their disposal, but if you can, try to work standing up, change the room, change the environment, perhaps go to a working place or a coffee shop. Just put yourself in different scenarios, because otherwise having a monotone setup is really not going to make you productive or willing to continue to work, right? So you want to change your scenery at least 2 to 3 times a day. Standing up is one of the best exercise because again, your energy is flowing. For me, I actually have a treadmill. I'm walking as I'm walking, and again, that gets me having a better train of thoughts and things of that nature. And last but not least, and this is something that I've only recently learned, is that you need to exercise. When you have very intense work days, you use a lot of your mind and it's very drainful. And if you don't have a balance with how much you're utilizing your body, then eventually you're just going to create some drag and your work is not going to be optimal. So I recommend to have high intensity workouts on a daily basis. This makes sure that you're using your body and your mind. And at the end of the workout, you usually end up having clearer thinking and new ideas come across, which is something that you could not experience if you're just too deep in the trenches, constantly walking and not being able to take some sort of perspective. Okay, so walking out is crucial. So in recap, what I would highly recommend everybody to do is focus on your sleep, wake up earlier, make sure that you don't have breakfast and work on important tasks in the morning. Don't eat carbs for lunch. In the afternoon, change your environment, try to stand up more and exercise throughout the day. Now onto the second section on how to work 10-hour days. And that is to organize and plan your day effectively. So So the night before, you're gonna wanna list down all of your tasks and everything that needs to be done, right? It can be a huge list, but just write it all down. The next step is that you're gonna wanna separate all of these tasks into 4 different buckets. The first one is going to be urgent tasks. These are tasks that need to be done urgently, such as finishing a client project, updating your team on the current strategy, things of that nature. The second bucket is going to be important tasks, such as writing new email copy or updating your LinkedIn strategy, important tasks. The third bucket is going to be urgent, not important. So the difference with this is that these are tasks that are urgent, but not necessarily very important. And so it can be following up with the client. And last but not least, you're gonna have the non-urgent, non-important tasks. These are tasks that don't really matter, but they need to get done eventually. So that can be, updating your website, or that can be changing your Instagram bio, right? So now that you have all the tasks separated in these 4 buckets, you're gonna wanna start your day with important tasks. And that's because usually these are the most difficult to work on, they are annoying, people don't wanna do them, but since it's the morning and your willpower and energy is at its peak, you're gonna be able to just push through them, right? So start with important tasks. Then you're gonna wanna move on to urgent tasks. And the reason that we do it in this way is because urgent tasks don't need as much willpower, right? It's urgent, so you have pressure from your clients, you have pressure from your team, so you're just going to be naturally pushed into it. But these are tasks that don't move the needle forward. So it's important that we start with things that actually make you progress. Then you just catch up on your urgent tasks as the second part of the morning. And then in the afternoon, which is usually when you enter the other buckets, you're going to do urgent, non-important, and you're going to end your day with non-urgent, non-important tasks. Again, the way that this is structured is to make the most out of your willpower throughout the day. And if you follow that, usually you will be able to not only make the needle move forward every single day, but also make sure that your head is above the water and that you're not getting behind on your client tasks. Now, depending on what your career is, the type of work that you do and your environment, you're going to want to structure your days according to the following. So for me, for example, I run an agency, I have a team of 30 people behind me, and the way that I make sure that I remain productive is by blocking my morning. So the moment I start working on important and urgent tasks, I am on airplane mode, no one can communicate with me, I have 0 meetings scheduled from 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. This is really when I work on myself and on making sure that I'm building on the business. The afternoon is where I open up my phone and my Slack and my messages and I get back to everybody, I take meetings, and this is when, the afternoon is a lot more about just communicating and having back and forth with your collaborators. Now, in full disclosure, this is not my idea, this is not me who invented this process, it's very much taken upon a lot of successful people, and it works for me. And I think for most people, it also makes a lot of sense. So try it out. Definitely make sure to track your time and see how you feel over the day, which kind of leads me to point number 3. Now, what I do for myself, and I've actually done this exercise with all of my team as well, is that for weeks and weeks, we would track every single activity that we do throughout the day, right? So on Excel, I did this for myself, but I also asked my team to do this, and we'll show screenshots on the screen here, is that I would document exactly at what time I wake up, what is the first activity. So if I brush my teeth, I'm going to put on Excel at 7 a.m. I brush my teeth from 7 a.m. to 7:05. At 7:05 until 7:10, I was like having coffee, moving my body around. And at 7:15, I started walking. And here is the first thing that I worked on, so on and so forth, right? So in this Excel sheet, you can see in a very detailed way exactly what you worked on, how you felt throughout the day, what you ate, and what consequence that had on your energy or your productivity. And if you do this for a long enough time frame, you're going to be able to see recurring patterns as to, oh, well, if I actually eat this food at X time, it makes me feel this way. Or if I start working on these tasks at X time, then X happens. Right? And so suddenly you're going to be able to optimize according to yourself, because everybody is slightly different, what works best for you, right? And over time, you're going to be able to tailor your day and to make sure that you get the most out of the work you're actually putting in. So this is very important, and I've actually gotten amazing feedback from my team and everybody who I work with, because people have a sense of understanding how they work, and when they are in front of that computer, they're actually getting stuff done, right? I think a lot of people, unfortunately, unfortunately don't do a real walk. They're in their computer and they're acting like they're walking, but they're not actually, making progress. So I recommend this exercise, and if you want to copy paste the Excel sheet that I have, feel free to do so. But the goal here is really to do a self-analysis of your days. And as I said, over time, you will see things that resemble and you will see recurring patterns, and you'll be able to optimize upon that. Now, to finish all off, just to set some expectations, I don't pretend that I walk 10-hour days every single day. I certainly don't. And the truth is that for an entrepreneur, at least, there are seasons. Right? So there are seasons where I walk a ton, I'm in the trenches, I'm barely going out, I'm not very sociable, and I really am in the routine, walking 10, if not more hours every single day. But then there are also off seasons where, suddenly you're not as motivated, or you've made enough progress and now things are starting to run on their own. And so you only walk 6 hours a day, or perhaps even 4 hours a day, right? As I'm speaking to you right now, I'm more so in a down season where if I walk only 2 hours a day, things are fine. And so the truth is that it always comes in circles. And so if sometimes you don't feel productive or you just can't get yourself to walk, that's natural and it happens to everybody, right? And for the longest time, I hated myself and I put a lot of culpability upon me not walking, because I thought that, people relied on me and I can't be asked to walk. But the truth is that it's just natural. You have ups and downs in your journey and you have to expect them. And, when things need to happen and it's urgent, you know how to do it, and you know that you are able to walk that amount of hours also. Just setting some expectations that you don't have to do this 24/7. Nobody does, except perhaps Elon Musk. But one of the other cool things is that if you want to succeed, you only have to get better than most people. And most people don't even do half of what I just said today. So if you do this at least like 2 days a week, you're going to get in the top 1%. And if you do that consistently, it's only a matter of time before you succeed, whatever that means to you. So all in all, I hope that this video was helpful. It's certainly something or an exercise and a skill that I wish I would have learned earlier. But now that I have, and I certainly learned it the halfway, I hope this can help other people. So let me know your comments if you want me to react or go deeper into any particular subject. I'd love to do so. And yeah, on that note, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.